How's it going, everyone? So in this video, I am going to talk about how to build muscle but not bulk up. So before I get started, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do appreciate the support. It helps my channel grow. Also, please follow, actually just like the video and share it. So this is my second channel. If you guys are wondering why my subscribers are so low, I just started the channel a couple days ago. I do have another channel that has 170,000 subs, 26 million channel views. This is a little bit different content. My other one focuses more on workouts and stuff like that. This is more Q&A. It will include workouts too, but anyways, let's get started. How to build muscle but not bulk up. So is this possible? Absolutely. But the thing that I want to talk about is that people, when they want to build muscle but they don't want to bulk up, generally they want to go for that lean, that super lean look, like nice abs, decent arms, decent chest, but not really like muscular, not a ton of veins popping. And for girls, same thing. They don't want to get like big arms and they don't want to get just big muscles in general. Here's the thing though. A lot of people look at people on the internet and they think, wow, I don't want to look like that. You will never, ever look like that if you do not take any supplements or any illegal stuff, if you will. As long as you stay natural, it's actually extremely hard to build muscle. Very difficult. If you think by working out for 2 to 3 months, or even a year, that you're going to pack on 50 pounds of muscle and completely transform your body, that's not going to happen. You could train for 4 or 5, sometimes 10 years and only add 40 pounds of muscle. So what I would do if you want to build muscle but you don't want to bulk up is just train like you want to build muscle. Don't worry about the whole bulking up part, because you're not going to be able to bulk up. It's going to take you forever to bulk up if you are a natural athlete. I've been doing this for 11 years. I started off 5'9", 150 pounds, I think 15% body fat. I'm now sitting at 5'9", 185, 10% body fat, roughly. So I've added maybe 40 pounds of muscle, 45 pounds of muscle in 11 years. That comes out to around 4 pounds of muscle a year. And I am a natural person, a natural athlete. But yeah, it takes a very long time. So if you think you're just going to come in, lift weights for 3-4 months and you're going to be completely swole, completely bulked up, that's not going to happen. So do not worry about that. It's not going to happen. Like, you're not going to get bulked up. And this is what happens though. When people say that they don't want to bulk up, then they don't actually build the muscle properly. So what I recommend doing, and I'll explain how to do this, I recommend just build as much muscle as you can. And when it's all said and done, you won't really look that good because you haven't been doing it for a long time. So just build muscle the correct way. There is no way. There's just, you build muscle, but if you don't want to bulk up, then don't gain 50 pounds of muscle. Gain like 10 pounds of muscle, gain 20 pounds of muscle. Even 10 or 20 pounds of muscle really isn't going to transform your body that much. Like, yeah, you'll have a little bit more muscle, but you're not going to be super duper bulked up. Getting super duper bulked up is like 30, 40, 50 pounds in my opinion. So what I recommend doing is bulk 1 to 2, 3 years. And if you think your physique's getting a little too big, then stop bulking, just maintain. So that's what I recommend doing. Here is how you go about it, because most people have no idea how to build muscle the proper way. They're completely, they just have no idea how to do it. So I will tell you how to build muscle. In order to build muscle, 2 things must occur. They must occur. If they do, actually 3 things must occur. If they do not occur, then if one out of the 3 do not happen, then you will never build a muscle ever. So the main thing, the 3 things that I'm going to talk about today, number 1, and this is This is probably tied with the other one I'm about to tell you. So the number one thing is progressive overload. The second thing is going to be eating in a caloric surplus / tracking your calories. Third one is going to be recovery. So the third one, recovery, pretty easy. If you're eating a decent diet, you're not training your legs 7 days a week with heavy weights. If you have a decent program, which in my opinion, if you haven't been training for at least 4 or 5 years, you should be doing other people's programs, then you should be fine. And again, most people's programs that you follow, the people that write these programs have been doing this for 30, 40, 50 years. So if you think that you can write a better program than some of these guys that have written the strength programs trained Olympic athletes. So there's no way in heck that you're going to reinvent the wheel and do something better than they are. They have thought about it. They have done the research. That's what they have done for 50 years of their life. So just follow someone else's program. And so the first thing, progressive overload. Now, this is what happens. You will see it at the gym all the time, and it's really bad, and it just makes me cringe. And that is people doing the exact same weight, the same exercise, the same reps, the same sets. What happens when you do this, and it's pretty, like when you honestly think about it, it's pretty easy. If you do the exact same thing every single day, why would your body change? What are you doing to make it change? You're doing nothing. You're doing the exact same thing. So you will never, ever build muscle if you do the exact same thing every single day. So that's where progressive overload comes in. There's different types. You can do linear progression, linear periodization, non-linear periodization, conjugate periodization, so many different types of periodization. But linear progression is just like this. On a strength curve, it would look like this. It's just basically a slope going upwards. So what this means is, let's say Monday you do bench press. Let's say you do 100 pounds, you do 5 sets, you do 5 reps. So that's a good set. It's a 5x5, which is a very good strength program to follow. So that's Monday. Now let's say you're training your chest 3 times a week. Wednesday, you do your bench press again. Now you do 105 pounds for 5 sets, 5 reps. Boom, that's progressive overload. Friday comes along, you try to do 110 pounds, 5 sets, 5 reps. Boom, that's progressive overload. Now let's say Monday comes around and you try to do 115 pounds and you get 3 sets of 5 reps, but then you get 3 reps and 3 reps. Perfectly fine, still progressive overload, you've done more weight. On Wednesday, your next workout, try to do 5 sets of 5 reps now. So instead of adding weight, try to get all 5 sets of 5 reps. Now you didn't increase the weight, but you increased the repetitions. So that, again, is progressive overload. That's progressive overload. Progressive overload is increasing the weight. That's the most common thing to do. The reps, that's another common thing to do. Sets, not as common. Increasing the range of motion, so making something harder. So if you're doing half bench presses, start doing full range of motion bench presses. If you're doing flat barbell bench, do a decline bench press. If you're doing flat, again, do an incline, just switching it up, increasing the range of motion, increasing the time under tension. So let's say you do your bench press and you do it like this. So you're maybe doing 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Your time under tension is maybe 1 second. So you're going pretty fast. I recommend going a little bit slower. So to progressively overload using time under tension, this is what it would look like. 1, 2, 3. So that's a 3-second set. Or sorry, that's a 3-second repetition. So you do 5 sets of that, you've now done a 15-second set as opposed to 5 seconds. So you've increased it, you progressively overload. You can then add in negative training. Negative training is where you just do the negative portion. You don't do the positive portion of it. Another thing that you can do is drop sets. You can do trisets. You can do giant sets. You can do supersets. Anything that is more than what you did last time is considered progressive overload. So you must have progressive overload if you want to see any sort of gains. Now, eventually, when you become an intermediate, you'll no longer be able to just add weight or add reps. That's when periodization starts coming in. Generally, you can do linear periodization, non-linear, but you'll need some form of periodization. That just means when you are varying the volume and the intensity from workout to workout, because you can't have high volume, you can't have high intensity, it has to be even. So again, that's past this video, though. I'll talk about that more in depth in a later video. But that is progressive overload. The second one, weighing your food, tracking your calories, eating in a caloric surplus. If you do not follow these things, you will never build muscle. And this is the second reason why people, this is probably tied for the number one with progressive overload. Let's just say you're training in the gym, you're doing everything right, you're progressively overloaded, you're seeing gains. You're not eating enough. If you're not eating enough, eventually your gains will stop because you need to build more muscle or you won't get stronger. It's as simple as that. So track your calories, weigh your food, and then what you're going to do is you're going to just slowly eat in a caloric surplus, and over time you'll slowly gain weight. So I will make another video more in-depth about tracking your calories, progressive overload, weighing your food, just to go a little more in-depth. Again, I don't want this video to be about 20 minutes. And since this is a brand new channel, I think I'm only allowed a 15-minute video. So I got to keep it under 15 minutes. Third one, pretty self-explanatory, recovery. Again, if you're following someone else's program, they've been training for 30, 40, 50 years. They've been designing programs. I 110% guarantee that they are giving you proper recovery time between your workouts, and they're giving you the right reps and sets. Generally, what I like to do if I'm first starting off is just plug everything into a spreadsheet. There's lots of different strength training spreadsheets out there. You type your numbers in, your 1 rep max, your 5 rep max, and it'll tell you what to do. Literally every single workout. Do this. Super easy. Don't have to think about it. Go into the gym, do your exercises. Over time, you eat enough food, you'll gain muscle. It's very, very simple. But again, people mess it up, not really because of the recovery, but because of the progressive overload and not eating enough or eating too much, or again, just not tracking their calories in general. Because what can happen if you don't track your calories? One day, let's say you need 3,000 calories to bulk. One day you may hit 3,500, so you just went over, which is okay. But you'll gain a little bit of fat because you went over. Next day, maybe you only eat 2,500 calories. Well, that's not good. You didn't eat enough, so you're not building muscle. Next day, let's say you eat 3,800 calories. Well, that's good. You went over, or you hit your calories 3,000, but you went over by 800. So you're just adding fat to your body. That's why you don't want to go over and you don't want to go under. You want to hit that calorie mark perfectly. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please like the video and share it. Thank you.